Today we're going to be talking about some big sister career advice that I wish someone had told me when I was starting out as a fresh graduate wanting to start my actual adult career. These are some of the things that maybe I learned the hard way, but am now sharing with you in hopes that you avoid some of these mistakes as well. Now, this isn't your typical professional work advice. This is friend to friend. I wish someone had just told me, kept it real so that you could avoid these mistakes. So mistake number one is to avoid adding any coworkers on any social media until you've hung out with them 3 times outside of work. Now, I know this is really hard when you're first getting started. You're still young. Maybe you're right out of college, or you're just entering the workforce and you're really excited to meet a bunch of coworkers. And maybe you had one great team happy hour and you're like, oh my God, let's add each other on Instagram. But let me tell you, once you've added those people on social media, it's very hard to unfollow them, especially while working together. And you might learn things about them that you just don't really want to know. Or they might learn things about you that you might not have wanted them to know. So what I recommend as a boundary is to wait until you've hung out with them 3 times in a non-work sanctioned event. So a team happy hour does not count. A team brunch does not count. A team mini golf, that does not count. I mean, you and them, or you and the other person have texted, made plans for a Saturday brunch outside of work 3 times. Once you've hung out with them 3 times in real life, outside of work context, then sure, you can add them on social media because that's more of an actual friendship versus work acquaintances / work friends. That's very different. Just try it the next time someone wants to add you on social media, see how you feel, test it out, and let me know how it goes. So big sis piece of advice number 2 is avoid oversharing at work. Now, I know, again, this is kind of hard, especially when you're just getting started, but people at work don't really need to know your college nicknames. They don't need to know the whole saga of the current breakup you're going through. They don't need to know the in-depth details of the rave that you went to on Saturday and didn't sleep and are just still coming in with glitter. It's totally okay that you do all of that, but I think you need to be mindful of not oversharing the details. You can kind of come to work with a curated and slightly more professional tone to these stories and these anecdotes about your life. Because yes, it is important to share about your life and things about you so that people can get to know you holistically. But I think there's a big difference between sharing every little detail that you would share with your friends versus people that could potentially be writing your peer reviews, or people that could potentially, you move under them as could be your manager. Because while it is fun to get a little chuckle out of them, those details do stay in their brain, and it's harder to take that information back than just to avoid oversharing it to start with. And advice number 3, which is kind of career advice, I guess, but I just want to say it. It's always ask, when you're starting a new job or, trying to get a raise, I would always suggest just trying out asking for 10% more than you think that you want to ask for in terms of compensation. So for example, if you're asking for $50,000, just try out adding 10% and instead just ask for $55,000. If, you're asking for $80,000 or you want $80,000 as a salary, just try asking for 10% more, which is $88,000. It's honestly just a nice little reminder that 10%, it's not super scary to ask. It's not you're asking for 100% more, but it's also it keeps you from asking for nothing. Just always try asking for 10% more. See how it goes whenever you're asking for a new job or a raise. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to ask. And as someone who is a friend who wants to share this with you, I think that, companies are more or less used to hearing these types of requests. You're not the first person to ask for more money. And so generally companies will be prepared for that. And that means that then they can negotiate with you, but it's better than not asking at all. So here is my blessing and encouragement to go ahead and just ask for more. I say 10%. You could ask for more for sure, but I'm saying if you're scared and you are not wanting to ask for anything more, I would suggest as a friend, as some friendly advice, ask for 10% more than you think. You'll be surprised at what people will say yes to. And those are the 3 pieces of like big sister, friend to friend advice that I wish someone had given me at the start of my career. Let me know down below, what are some other pieces of advice that you've received in the past from someone else, or that you've had to learn the hard way and want to share with others. Leave those down below. I'd love to read them, and maybe other people can learn from your mistakes or your learnings as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.